Yeah, well, we are in negotiations with Stephen, but we're in negotiations to extend his contract. And we're very positive about Steve, the influence that he has on the squad, particularly at this moment in time with the amount of youngsters that we have. And we're very keen that he stays here. I think he's stated himself that he's enjoying his time here, and he's seeing a lot of positives with the youngsters coming through, and he wants to be part of the Scarlets moving forward. So it's where we are in terms of the negotiations and moving forward to extend his contract.
So you basically were saying that we could see Stephen Jones seeing out his career at...
That's what we'd like. Yeah, that's what we'd like to be doing. Yeah.
Can you just kind of underline how important he's been for you at this particular time? And you've got a lot of young players, and he's one of your senior pros.
Yeah, he's been very important, and as much as it's well documented that we're going to develop our youngsters and bring them through, we can't do that without the help of people like Stephen. So he is very important to us, and it's very important that he stays here. We're keen that should happen. He said himself that he wants to stay. It's just getting the negotiations right now.
You're drawing on what you achieved in the past in Europe, Nigel, in terms of great wins out in France as well.
Yeah, I think that's very important, and I think this Amlin Cup has really sparked the imagination of our supporters. We've taken over 500 supporters out there, which is the biggest away support we've had all season. So they're very excited about it. It's a fantastic fixture to be playing Toulon. There was an article in the Times that I read on the weekend talking about Toulon and their financial situation and their ambition, and saying how tough a job it was for us. But from our point of view, it's a great opportunity for us to go to somewhere like that and just show what we're about.
Do you conjure up images of the Scarlets in Europe in the past to get this team to get where you want to, or do you play it cool, calm, collected in your build-up?
Well, obviously, we do talk a little bit about our tradition and our history, but it's very important as well that we as a group sort of realise the future, and we're in between. We're the now, and everything is about what we can do now to make the new period of Scarlet history a success. And this is a great opportunity for us. It's an absolutely brilliant opportunity to go to a place like Toulon as huge underdogs and put in a massive performance.
People are going to look at some of the battles you've got. You obviously got Wilkinson, Sonny Bill Williams, obviously this fantastic rugby league player. You've got the Contemponi, Lobe, a huge challenge.
It is. We can't hide from that. There's some real good players there, but I think similarly to last weekend when we played the Ospreys, that probably people would say similar things there. But I looked at the squad, and I looked at the team and the individuals, and having worked with them now for the last 2 years, I think they're as good as anything. There are reputations, obviously, and there are players who are paid lots of money. But I think what we're doing here and the way that these boys are developing, why not? Why can't they compete with the likes of those players? Why not? There's no reason.
Is the pressure of your league battle, does that go out the window for a game like this, Nigel?
Obviously, it's very tense in the league, and we've got a lot of work to do. It's by no means over, but it's a week where we don't have to think too much about it. Having said that, there's still another opportunity to get into the Premier European Cup competition. But again, I think when you look at the quality of this Amlin Cup now, and the quarterfinals in particular, and the quality of the teams in the quarterfinals, it does excite people, and it's a very, very tough competition, and it's very difficult to predict from one season to the next who the form teams are, and quite often teams who drop down to the Amlin in 1 year will be far better than the teams who have got through to the Europe the previous year.
So it's not the doom and gloom everyone makes it out to be, that dropped in from the Heineken to the Amlin.
Well, nobody wants to do it, but I don't think it is at all. I think the Amlin is a very attractive tournament. I also think we've got to give a lot more credit to our league, because in France and England it's something that they've done over the years. It is a very important part of their season. It's what we do week in, week out. Our league has certainly improved, particularly with the changes that have been made this year in the playoffs. It's made it a lot more competitive. Sides either at the bottom end or the top end have to win games. And I also believe that the introduction of the Italians next year will be a good thing. Some people have bemoaned it, but when you look at what's really going to happen out there, they're going to have large playing budgets. They're going to condense their Italian player base into the two teams, and they're going to try and get back their international Italian players who are playing overseas. On top of that, with the budgets that they have, they'll attract quality people there as well. So they're going to be really competitive, and this, in my view, will add to what the Magnus League is.
Tavis Nolan, can you tell us what we have there? He's been very impressive in the few games you've seen this season. What do you think we have?
Well, he's still very young, and you've got to remember that he's 19, and has not had a huge amount of development in terms of his progression. But what we have is a guy with real quality. He's physical, strong, technically very good. He's a communicator, and he's a character. So the package is great. There's real energy around the place, and I think that's one of the positives, the big positivity to take out of the season. I think we've been good in Europe. I felt we were good in the LV Cup. We've been disappointed in the Magnus League, but not through the want of a game, or not through the want of trying. I think we've had 7 losing bonus points, which has cost us. But I've been really impressed with the group and the way they've gone about their business. And there's nobody with their heads down. Everybody's still really positive because they know that they're going to get better. We know that they're going to get better, and we're going to take this region forward because we've got the foundation now. And we did go through a lot of pain last year to get to a point where we were comfortable to move forward. We've done that, and from here on in, I'm confident that we're going to move forward.
He was a real nuisance to Mike Phillips last Friday. Is that something that you would like to see him keep on doing, especially to a guy like Mignoni when he plays, or even Mr. Wilkinson, because that disrupts their flow?
Yeah, and all good nines, they bring that part to the game. Mignoni is a real pest himself, and if Tavis is to play, he's going to have a lot to deal with there, and he's learning all the time. 1 week to play against Mike Phillips, the next possibly against Mignoni. It's only going to accelerate the guy's development, but he'll give it out as much as he'll take it as well, and that's part of the great character of the man.
Toulon have qualified for the Heineken Cup now. They're obviously got a lot of straw on winning the French Championship.
Yeah.
Do you think they might put their second team of Galacticos into this fixture, or are you expecting the whole shit?
Oh, I'm sure they're going to go full on here. Yeah. It's a competition that they're in, and they're going to want to win it. They probably, rightly so, feel they've got a good opportunity to do it with a home quarter-final and their home record. It's a great opportunity for them to get into a semi-final. I've got no doubt they're going to go full on here.
Is this potentially your best route to get into the Heineken Cup?
I think we're fighting on 2 fronts, aren't we? I think that's the key to it, and although the results the last couple of weekends haven't gone our way, we've obviously got to play the Blues here in the Magnus League. That's one game that we have to win. If we win that, then the Blues and the Dragons play each other, so that one of them is going to drop points there. So we'll still be in with a fight if we can get a couple of results in the next couple of games in the Magnus. So that's definitely still alive for us, but then so is this, and it just adds to it, I think.
When you've been away and won in Toulouse and one in Brive and whatever, what's been the key factor? Allowing the players to go out and play, or trying to close up shop everyone if you didn't like Toulouse, certainly? I mean, what's the key thing that you've given?
I think there's 2 things. First of all, you have to front up physically. Whenever you go to play the French away, that's the one thing they'll pride themselves on, and they'll come at us physically. And the other thing is that we've got to play. We've got to be prepared to go there and be brave. And you're not going to win in a place like Toulon unless you're brave. And that's what we've spoken about. And what happens when you play French teams as well, their support likes to see sides who have a go and show a bit of flair themselves. And if we can do that, it'll not only excite us, it'll excite our supporters, but also, it might even win a couple of their supporters across, which, we've seen in the past.
They can turn as well, Nigel, can't they? French players.
Yeah, they can turn very easily, and when we've looked at Toulon, they've got a team, they've got a game rather that can wear you down. They are very physical. They kick quite a lot from their own 50, and they look for you to make mistakes, and when you do make mistakes, they've got the ability to capitalise on them. So if you go there with the mindset of just sort of holding on, you've got no chance. And in the games that I've watched, the French teams that they've played against, they've gone there. The French teams have gone there, almost expecting to lose. We can't be of that mindset at all.